Which team gets booted from the MLB forever?
So,
The
question though,
Yankees or the Dodgers?
do the fans go too?
I would have put the Phillies in there if that was the case.
Fair. Okay, so just the team goes. So those fans get absorbed somewhere else?
Well, yeah, sure. The whole thing goes.
Okay,
You
good. We just like
wipe
cut
them
the
off the
middleman out.
face. Yeah, wipe them off the face of the earth. The Yankees or the Dodgers?
Boy. And both isn't an option?
No, you got to choose one.
See, part of me says the Yankees because I'm tired of the 27 rings thing when you've won one in the last 25 years. So, but then Dodgers fans who don't jump in, who barely follow their own team, don't jump until the third inning and leave in the seventh, um, also drive me crazy. But if I had to eliminate one, I think the organization I have the least respect for is the Dodgers. Um, Great history. There's so much of what they've done the last 20 years that I don't like, I don't enjoy, I don't like what they're doing right now. Um, I feel like the Dodgers are the one team that consistently tries to find the new trick and do something different, and good for them. You know, they're creative and they're winning because of it. Um, but an organization, like, you look at their track record in the World Series the last 10 years, like, it's not good. But
No.
you think they're the best team in history. Um, and I struggle with that organization because they've gone through long stretches of really being irrelevant, and then stretches where they were really good and couldn't get it done. And then now. So I would dump the Dodgers because I don't think they add a lot of value to the game overall.
Yeah, this one is um it's a tough one for me because like I appreciated the Yankees and Red Sox rivalry. Um, in the early 2000s, late 90s when the Red Sox were almost there, not quite there, the heartbreak in '03, and then finally, you know, breaking the curse in '04. Like that rivalry is something I'll never forget for my life in my
It was so
lifetime.
good, so good.
And both teams were just at each other's throats all the time. Um, and for everything you said about the Dodgers, it's true. I mean, it does seem like they just try to find the next loophole. Like, how can we exploit the rules to make it benefit us the most? Which it's smart. It's smart business, and your team is winning because of it. Like, I mean, I get it, but I think do we get to redistribute their cap to the other 28 teams? Yes, absolutely. So I don't know. I think the Dodgers are taking over the evil empire type role here. I
Alright.
don't think the Yankees are nearly as hated as they have been in the past. I think the mindset of the Steinbrenners has changed, which has kind of changed the mindsets of MLB fans. I think the Dodgers are the new evil empire here because of everything they're doing. So
Well, and I think for me too, it's not what they're doing. Like, what they're doing is totally within the rules, but it's how they're doing it. Like, it's the smugness and the whole, like, "Well, we're just a better team." No, you're not the better team. Like, I don't think you understand what you're doing to your franchise and what you're doing to the game right now. You know, that the $1 billion in deferred money, you've gotta pay at some point.
yeah,
Um, everybody was like, "Well," I saw a video the other day from a guy who's like, "Well, if all these owners are billionaires, they can spend the money." It's not that though. Like, you don't spend billions of dollars to buy a business that you then put millions of dollars into every year to keep it running. Like,
right.
everybody's like, "Well, these guys are rich, they can just put their own money in there." Well, but why would they do that? Like, why would you run a business that you have to constantly put your own money into just to keep it running? That makes no sense. Like, this is not a hobby, and these guys are not this is not they're not running a charity where they just contribute money. Um, and I feel like Dodgers fans sit back like they're this high and mighty being where, we're just the better team. Well, maybe you are the better team, but, like, you're buying this championship. Like, you look around that roster, Teoscar Hernandez bought, Mookie Betts bought, Freeman bought, Otani bought, Will Smith bought. You don't you go up and down that roster, like, you got, like, 3 guys that are homegrown. They do have a good minor league system. They've done well there. But, like, you're not You're not developing, you're not doing anything but just going out and spending money for the best players out there. Anybody can do that. Like, that's not original.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
They're West Coast smug, not East Coast smug.
Yeah.
And it's true. Like, the Dodgers are just doing what other teams can't afford to do.
Yeah.
Whoever has the most gold, wins the game. Okay, great. Well, if that's the game you're playing, then awesome. You are winning.
Yeah.
But the rest of baseball is like, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm with you. I think I would choose the Dodgers too. But
John, if the Yankees are the evil empire and the Dodgers are where the league goes to throw the ring of power in the volcano to destroy their greatness, that's pretty detailed, man,
yep.
and hard to argue.
Yeah.
And I do think Yankees fans have kind of mellowed because they've gotten a lot of humble pie the last 15 years.
They have.
And you don't hear the 27 rings and blah, 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 and we're so good. Like, they're not. It's because they're not. Like, they've been humbled. The Dodgers were a joke until 5 years ago. And now all of a sudden they are, the talk of the league. Smugness rating. Yes.
We might have to I'm putting that in my notes right now for a show. We might have to do that.
There are two stats I want them to start tracking. One is I want WAR for managers. I want to be able to measure a manager's performance based on their peer groups. I want WAR for managers and a smugness rating. I love that.